You're listening to a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.
It's a sunny but chilly Friday afternoon in Muncie as we close the home season for the Cardinals at the Briner Sports Complex. The opponent today, the mighty Mountaineers of Appalachian State, searching for an extra win and a third straight MAC regular season title. Welcome live from the Briner Sports Complex. I'm your host, Sam Klug, alongside with my partner today, Roen, Elbert, and Roen. Do we have a really good matchup today? The final home game, we're saying goodbye to some of these Ball State seniors.
Oh, yeah, you know it, Sam, because look at it this way. This is an emotional day for Ball State, especially them, because you have so many great seniors getting their last hurrah here at Briner Sports Complex. So many memories made over the last 4 years or however long they've been here, and they get one last chance to prove themselves right here on the pitch.
Indeed they do. And let's look at some of those seniors who we're kind of saying goodbye to. And although they haven't won a MAC title or been to an NCAA tournament, they've definitely left the program in a positive place and probably better than when they found it.
Oh, there's nothing to hang your head about if you're any of these seniors. Such great careers all in all at Ball State. The two that really jump off the page to me to start, let's talk about the two team captains, Jessica Roshaw and Grace Clokey. Roshaw, she's really been a great key player since she was an underclassman for Ball State. Same goes for Clokey. Clokey does a really solid job in the midfield. On and off of the pitch, they've done a great job leading this squad. Emma Van Hall, All-MAC first team last season. What she's been able to do as a Cardinal has been extraordinary. Had a great breakout year. She's followed it up this year with another great year. She's definitely another All-MAC candidate, as she usually is. So Emma Van Hall, another great player that's on her way out. But one that's kind of under the radar that I've always appreciated what she does for the Cardinals, it's Christine DeTizio. Her defensive efforts, it really jumps off the page to me. DeTizio's done great things for Ball State defensively. Her playing time has grown by the year, and I think it speaks volumes to who she is as a player.
Now I want to look a little bit at the visitors because obviously in other sports, Appalachian State is not in the MAC, so we don't really get to see their athletic program as a whole. So let's talk about their season so far. 11-4, 5-2 in the MAC, a really good season overall in the third year of the Dinsmore era.
Yeah, so for Appalachian State, you look at their record, 11-4. Very good. Very good record for them this season. Knowing, though, that those 4 losses have come to really good teams, especially in the MAC. Miami's a squad that, they're reigning MAC champions. It's kind of what you expect. You also look at a loss to UMass, another really good team. That's their most recent match as well, so they're looking to bounce back off of that. Really, for Emily Dinsmore and her squad, everything's coming together at the perfect time. A lot of these players, when she first came in, were underclassmen. Now you got 14 upperclassmen on this team making up the squad. Very good for App State, knowing that you have that experience going into the MAC tournament.
Indeed they do, and they still do have a shot at winning that MAC regular season title for the third straight year. It's going to take some losses from other teams and App State winning out, as their 2 losses come to the 2 teams who are tied for first currently in UMass and Miami.
Yeah, it would take quite a bit, but at the same time, knowing that the last 2 years and your first 2 seasons in the regime for Emily Dinsmore to have a share at the MAC regular season title, that's very impressive. It speaks volumes to what she's been able to do really from the jump.
Indeed they have, and let's just talk about the MAC a little bit. Especially this year has become so much stronger with the addition of UMass. I mean, when you think of field hockey, you think of Big Ten and ACC as the power conferences, but the MAC has a lot of quality programs nowadays.
They really do. The MAC, you look at them when Appalachian State this season, they were ranked nationally in the top 20 for the first time in program history. That's huge for them. Miami right now, they're 15th in the country. Again, this is a really solid conference. That's not even to mention teams like UMass and JMU that make such big impacts on the MAC as well. I mean, we can talk about the ACC and the Big Ten all day, but man, how about the Mid-American Conference?
Indeed they have. We're going to take a short break for the national anthem, and when we return, we'll have more Field Hockey Pregame Show. This is the Ball State Sports Link Digital Radio presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to our conditioning, our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
You're listening to Ball State Field Hockey on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Now, back to the field.
Back to the field indeed. Thank you, Roen. And funny enough, he's right here in the booth with us today.
This is perfect, man. This is perfect.
Quite perfect indeed. We're about to get set here today. Appalachian State will be wearing the white tops, the black shorts with black numbers and I believe gold lettering, while the Cardinals are in their all blacks, red numbers, red lettering and trim. The goalkeeper Carly Hofflick donning her very noticeable blue, royal blue jersey, and for App State, Claire Grenis is wearing the green today.
I really love the jersey matchup as a whole. I mean, I'm kind of a jersey geek in that way, Sam. I like what App State does with the lettering up front. You got black for the App and then yellow for the state, or gold for the state, I should say. It's a really nice look.
Indeed it is. The Cardinals wearing the pink socks for the month of October as well. Nice touch.
Yeah, it's a really great cause, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's great, and I'm glad that teams all across campus, I saw soccer does it too, really teams all across campus honoring Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Indeed. The officials for today are Ashley Lemansky and Craig Kalbfleisch. As we get set and underway, Cardinals will control the face-off.
Now, this is where App State is really at their best, as they got the turnover right there. With that defensive press, that's going to be an issue for the Cardinals really all day.
Grimbergen, the first one to attack, dumps it inside. Bukhar, who we really talked about in the open, who's really going to be their most notable player on the offensive side. Lewis tries to get it out of there, but a quick attack from the Mountaineers will continue. It will be Bukhar to take a shot just outside the shooting circle. She sends it backward, resets the Mountaineer offense. Moving into that, past that 23-meter line, but the ball is going to sail far and past the end line. It'll be a turnover, and it goes right to the Cardinals.
It goes to show, especially early, because they just wetted that field really about 5 minutes ago. The ball is going to move extra quick right off the jump. As you see it right there, a little bit too much mustard on the pass, and you factor that with the field just got wetted on, then, yep, that's what attributed to that turnover.
Yep, even though it's quite chilly here today in Muncie, they continue to water the field. Kind of a must for whoever plays field hockey. Moving up, it's Grimbergen. She sends it in, turned over right to the Cardinals.
I'm glad you brought that up, though, with the field conditions, because I was actually down there before they wetted the pitch down. I was feeling it. I'm like, man, this is kind of stiff. I don't know if the ball could even roll as fast as it usually does.
It was funny. When we were just chatting, you kind of mentioned sports, especially in cold weather when the pitch or a field gets cold. You mentioned that Kansas City Chief playoff game when the field froze. And when you have artificial turf like this, though, and you can get it wet, it's a little easier field to play on.
Oh, for sure. I was watching App State a couple of matches ago. They were playing Longwood. And, man, they really spray it on there. Like, from the jump, you could see water spraying up at the hit of a ball. Like a lot of teams do it differently, but it's usually the same approach.
Playing some pass back and forth on the far side in the middle of no man's land right now. Nobody has really gotten it into their own past their own 23-meter line as the Cardinals get a turnover right here. That was Christine DeTizio, but she's whistled down, and they'll reset.
And again, like I was saying earlier, her defensive efforts have been huge. And emotional day, it's her final home game as a Ball State Cardinal.
Katie McGuff getting the start today. She's started actually every game so far. And the ball will move past the 23-meter line of App State for the first time as the Cardinals move inside. Quick shot goes high and over the net. Little too much on that shot, as it'll be an early attack from the Cardinals.
I really like that Jemima Kriekelberg with the tomahawk effort. That's one of the best shots you can have in the shooting circle. That's going to give you the best look. Just a little bit too much on that.
Yeah, she's someone who is playing in her 17th game, but only comes into today with a couple of starts, but she's getting the minutes. Caitlin Walsh is entrusting her with some of those important minutes. The Cardinals now move past the 23-meter line on the far side. Good move right there. Gets stopped. Centered, Emma Van Hall waiting in the wings for the pass, but it gets stolen, but whistled down. App State trying everything to stop this pressure from the Cardinals.
Yeah, the senior Kate Richardson, the transfer from Maine, getting maybe a little bit too handsy in there, but still a good effort for App State. You know defensively they're going to be strong up front.
Lauren Lewis dumps it inside, quickly turned over, and head to the coffin corner here on the far right side. The Mountaineers are attacking right to left as they streak ahead. It's Lisa Bukar. Lauren Lewis again right here in front of the booth. Turns it over. It's a battle right by the touchline. Lewis will reset right near the center line. Just inside the Ball State side. Emma Van Hall, the senior, probably one of the more impactful players here in the past 3 seasons for the Cardinals.
Yeah, even this year, Emma Van Hall has 1 goal. You may not think that's a lot, but also 45 shots. If you can just put anything on goal, attempt a shot, it puts pressure on the goalkeeper, puts pressure on the defense up front.
And speaking of pressure, she gets a great steal, a lot of green grass in front of her. As here's Kriekelberg, dumps it off to Van Hall on the left side. She goes down near the goal line, moves inside the shooting circle, and there's a whistle. It's going to go on Van Hall, so it's a turnover, and App State will set something up. Ball lifted high into the air.
Yeah, Van Hall, she had the stick a little bit too high. That can be deemed a dangerous play, and that's the result of what we just saw.
Now Mountaineers attack goes through the end line. The Cardinals will reset as we have a... Looks like we got a green card on Emily Kate Covert.
Yeah, because what we did see right there, though, the substitution, Kate Covert, the Iowa transfer, coming in for Grace Clokey.
And there's a shot, and they score. Lisa Bukar out of nowhere moves inside, and the Cardinals' defense looked confused.
Yeah, they were just a little bit late on that. I think the substitution may have thrown things off a little bit. They maybe weren't quite ready to get in a defensive formation, and Bukar took perfect advantage of that. That's her 12th goal on the season. In a season where she's done so much, you're looking now on the points column. She has 43 points on the season. Unreal what she's really done for this App State squad.
She's good in the goal and assist department. All-time leader in assists in a season and a career at Appalachian State.
And here's an alarming stat if you're a Ball State fan. Every time Bukar has either a point or an assist, App State's undefeated.
Alarming indeed as the Cardinals are down 1-0 early with just under 9 minutes to go here App State 1, BSU nothing. Battle for it at the top of the shooting circle. Gets sent to the far right corner, but out of bounds. App State will regain possession and reset. It will be Lisa Bucar coming off that goal. Sends it backwards, and another whistle. Sophia Baxter playing back a little bit more deep. Looks like she's more in the defensive role today, but she can't play midfielder. She has 11 goals on the year.
It's positionless field hockey, Sam. It's really great to see players kind of get out of their comfort zone. Baxter can really hurt you in so many different ways.
Indeed, she can. She sends it to the far right side, but it's taken over by the Cardinals. They streak up the far side of the field, past the center line, trying to regain some momentum. They've really only had the ball in the App State 23 meters zone one time this game. 7:50 to go here in this first of 4 quarters. Sent backwards, it's Baxter. Fires it up to the middle. Kalista Schwartz now with it, but she turns it over. Emma Van Hall sends it ahead. Great through pass. The Cardinals move in, and Schwartz takes it away. Excuse me, I should say that's Baxter takes it away.
That's one of the many ways that Sophia Baxter can hurt you. Sure, now she's second on the team in goals with 11, but you also have to think, man, defensively, she can be a menace. Taking that away from Emmeline Harder, what a great effort.
Frederique Grimbergen, someone who was a MAC all-freshman team honoree last year, inbounds this ball.
Yeah, because we talk about the juniors and seniors of App State quite often. How about a sophomore right there in Grimbergen, who's already done so much as a Mountaineer?
And she has a bright future ahead of her with especially the players on this team and her coach, Emily Dinsmore. In 2 seasons, 36-17 record. That's a .679 win percentage.
Which, sure, she came into a really good situation. Like, App State was already one of the top-tier programs in the Mid-American Conference, coming off a MAC title appearance in 2021. But at the same time, Dinsmore, she's been able to take it to another level, even though they haven't gotten back to that MAC title game, at least for now.
Indeed, they're kind of on a bit of a revenge tour. 22, they lose in the MAC title game in the last 2 years, knocked out in the semis, and maybe this year they finally feel like they can capture that MAC tournament title.
Yes, Sam, I'll tell you what, if there was any year, I think this is the year for App State. You have all these seniors on their way out. They're at the peak of their abilities. I really like this App State team in a tournament setting.
Sarah Perkins now to send it in on the near side of the touchline. Back to Baxter.
Yeah, Perkins, a graduate student. She'll be missed greatly for App State. Also a team captain, one of the 3 team captains on this squad. She will be missed for sure.
Team full of graduate students and seniors. Their goalkeeper, Claire Grenis, is also a graduate student.
Yeah, also a team captain as well. It goes to show just how much Dinsmore appreciates that big senior leadership. I mean, same for Ball State. Their 2 team captains are seniors, and Grace Clokey and Jessica Roshaw.
Lewis has it on the near side for the Cardinals. They set up any attack. They're trying to look for any attack to get inside that 23-meter line. It's really been a struggle so far. 5 minutes to go here in this first quarter, and another costly turnover for the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. If you can't handle a ball middle of the pitch, then it gets a lot tougher to even get into that attacking 23-meter zone.
Henrietta Stegen moves inside, loses the ball. It's still inside the shooting circle. Bailey Phillips on the attack. First time we've been able to say her name. And it looks like we're going to have our first penalty corner of the day. It looks like Phillips had the ball on the inside, got her stick bumped, and it could be 2-0 quickly.
Yeah, because App State, they, like many teams, score most of their points on corners. Not only that, here's what you're going to look for. Lisa Bucar, she's going to be the first look. However, a little bit off to her left will be Sophia Baxter. Bucar has 2 reads here. She can either go straight for the goal or a little dump off to Baxter, and she'll go for the goal. That's really one of 2 things you'll see on a penalty corner for App State.
Henrietta Stegen, the inbounder, from the baseline. She fires it in. Knocked down. It is Bucar. Takes it in. Hands it off to Baxter. A little bit of a misfire. And the Cardinals are battling for it right now. They get it out of the shooting circle. It'll roll out of bounds. And a great defensive stand by Ball State.
Yeah, and then also a great job, too, of poking that ball out of bounds, knowing that, hey, this could get really tough. Get it out of play.
Bucar will continue to attack for the Mountaineers. Sends it over to Kalista. Kalista Schwartz only has 1 assist on the season, but has been one of the notable minute takers for the Mountaineers this year.
Yeah, because with Schwartz as a defensive player, the fact that you even see her on that side attacking in the 23, it shows that App State's a very aggressive team. And look here, you got another corner. I'm expecting more of the same. Bucar will have the first reach. She's like the kind of the point guard in a sense of this App State offense. That's why she leads the team in assists. And Baxter, she's second in goals for a reason.
Stegan to inbound it again. They have 2 people lining up to receive the pass. It will be Bucar again. She fires this one in. Great block by the Cardinals. What a stand, but we continue inside the shooting circle. It's Baxter, but she's blocked. Another good stand by the Cardinals, and the defense is showing up early today. Katie McGuff stood in there. The junior. But we have another penalty corner.
That's how you win this matchup. App State constantly drawing them back to back to back. I mean, that's how you come away with a win.
Their third. Ball State has none so far to this point. This time, Baxter takes the shot. Deflects off the goalie and in. Sophia Baxter puts the Mountaineers up 2-0.
Well, I think that time around for Ball State, they were a little thrown off. They were expecting Bucar to have that first read, and then they're like, oh, Baxter's got it. And it was a little bit of a surprise, I feel like. But now, what's the saying, Sam? Anything you can do, I can do better. It's that battle for the team lead in goals for App State between Bucar and Baxter, now both knotted up at 12. They came in today knotted up at 11.
Indeed, they have. And that one also got deflected a little bit. It came in on a bounce, and Hofflick went right off her pad and into the back of the net.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But again, I think Ball State was just caught off guard by who was even receiving it on the inbound on the corner.
Bridget Donovan takes a hard fall as she tried to move inside, and we have a whistle now.
That's another reason why you wet the turf, too, because had that not been wetted down, it creates a more softer texture. If you fall down, let's say that you don't wet the pitch, that's going to hurt.
Baxter came into today with 3 goals in the last 4 games, now 4 goals within the last 5 games, as there's a quick attempt by the Mountaineers, but it falls short. Whistle blown's dead. Bailey Phillips tried to get one in there, but no. So Sophia Baxter having quite the stretch of games so far to end this year. Obviously, the one game she didn't get a goal was the previous one versus 17 UMass at the time.
Yeah, that was just a down game for App State. You were hoping that would be a little bit more competitive. It ended in a 3-0 loss. But at the same time, App State, they did show some strides in what they could do in the MAC tournament. Either way, they're going to have a tough road when we get to that point. Really what this Ball State match is for App State is an opportunity of, hey, we need to get these extra reps before not only a tough matchup in the coming days against number 5 Wake Forest, but also just MAC tournament in general. That's always the main goal.
They showed a lot of fight, but they were held to 1 shot. The stats don't lie that UMass dominated that game.
Oh, they really did, and I'm sure that's discouraging in some ways, but at the same time, you use it as fuel, and I'm sure Emily Dinsmore has shared that with her team, that from a mindset, a mental standpoint, you got to look at those as really small setbacks.
Van Hall, great through pass to Riley Hannock. She sends it to the corner, slaps it forward, but right into the hands of an App State defender. We get a whistle, and Emma Van Hall will reset the Cardinal offense, coaching them forward. She sends it to the corner, has Lauren Lewis to her left, drives inside, tries to make a move, gets through 2 defenders, but has it stolen away. Now the push from the Mountaineers. Through ball blocked by Lewis and out of bounds.
How about that? The sophomore Bailey Phillips coming away with that. Another really good underclassman for App State, making an impact on a team filled with veterans.
Perkins sends it over to Baxter as we get a little bit of a reset here in midfield. In the midfield, I should say. That ball's sent far. Now a far side attack for the Mountaineers. Again, they're attacking right to left. Cardinals left to right. Moves inside. Fires it. Centers it. And it just drifts wide. 34 seconds now in this first corner. One more attack for the Mountaineers. It's Bukhar. She sends it from the 23-meter line. Moves inside to her right. Great move inside. But the whistle is blown. 22 seconds to go. One last attack from the Mountaineers. They move inside. It's Perkins. She's blocked down. And another whistle. The Cardinals are going to survive the end of this first quarter. It's 2-0, though, Appalachian State. The Cardinals just dribble out the rest of the time there. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. It's 2-0 Appalachian State. And we will... Roen, what did you see in the first half that you liked there?
What I really liked from App State was just constantly drawing corners. Ball State, they've struggled with that this season, but Appalachian State was able to come in and draw corners 3 in a row, as a matter of fact, and that got them that extra point to make it 2-0.
We're going to take a short break between quarters here. It's 2-0 App State. This is Ball State Sports Link Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now.
You're listening to Ball State Sports Live with SL Digital, the best student radio channel in the country. This is Jack Kaiser. I broadcast for Big Ten Network, and I'm a proud SportsLink alum. Chirp, chirp.
We're back live from the Briner Sports Complex. This broadcast is produced by the students of Ball State Sports Link and presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. For your next new or pre-owned vehicle, drop by the showroom at the corners of McGalliard and Morrison Roads in Muncie, or visit victorymuncie.com. That is victorymuncie.com.
You know what, Sam? I think it's time. I might have to pay them a visit.
You need a new car, Roen?
We may be getting to that point. I will not confirm or deny.
Roen, I think your car is just fine, actually. I enjoy when, we go for a little ride.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It's good, but Victory Honda of Muncie, they got the best pre-owned vehicles out there.
They do indeed. They even give SportsLink one. That's why you have the sponsorship deal with such a good dealership. As we battle here in the midfield, it's a 2-0 lead early for App State. They scored both those goals in the first quarter off of penalty corners as they now attack, continuing left to right into the Ball State defensive zone. They move inside quickly. A centered shot is denied by the Cardinal defense.
How about that? Katie McGuff once again coming up strong defensively. She's been stonewalling the Mountaineers all day.
Stonewalling is a great adjective to use as that ball drifts wide and out of bounds.
So now for App State, that was Cassie Paul that last time taking it in. First time we're calling her name. It just goes to show how many options they really have, especially when it comes to striking and with their forwards.
It's at the top of the shooting circle now as it's whistled dead, and the Cardinals will take it over again, maybe finally getting out of their own 23-meter line and back across the center line.
The big part about that, Sam, is really your goalkeeper. You want to ease the pressure off of Carly Hofflick because, again, like right now, if you're going on the other side for App State with Claire Grennis, I mean, she could probably pull up a lawn chair.
Here's a great chance for the Cardinals. The shot deflected wide. What a defensive save by App State, and it looks like Grace Cloakey might have waited a couple seconds too long.
That was a great effort for Klug, the senior, but the graduate student, Sarah Perkins, one of the best defenders in the entire Mid-American Conference, getting there.
Great chance by her right there to steal it right back, but it stays with the Mountaineers. Perkins sends it over to Baxter. Baxter on the far side of their own shooting circle. Out of bounds, and the Cardinals will get to attack right near the App State 23-meter line. Inbounded by the Cardinals, and they quickly move inside the zone. It's Emma Van Hall, but she is stripped of her possession. Gets it right back. Moves up, now back down of the shooting circle. Moves inside, quickly stolen away by the App State defense, and they quickly stifle the Ball State attack. It's Bukhar on the far side. Great move, another doubles back, and some stick handling there from the senior.
Yeah, now App State's moving quickly. I love the aggressiveness, but at the same time, Ball State in these first 2 minutes of the second quarter where they're down 2-0, I feel like really the, I wouldn't say desperation mode kicks in, but really the adrenaline starts kicking through extra just a little bit more, knowing that it's the last chance for these seniors to get a win here on their home field.
Indeed it is, and the Cardinals have struggled at home, 3-4 overall, but they've even struggled more on the road. But the Mountaineers on the road, 6-1, very impressive record.
Yeah, I like to call them road warriors, kind of. Just like what they've been able to do. Like they're 4-3 at home, which that's not bad at all. But then you look that really only one loss on the road came to Liberty. Like this is a really solid team when it comes to playing on the road.
Attack here that is steered wide by Carly Hofflick. Quite the extension from Henrietta Stegen and her stick, but that ball did not have a lot of juice behind it.
Stegen's a player that I really like watching, just also from her background as well, coming from Germany. This is a game that's filled with a lot of international talent, and that's a big part as to why field hockey is so enjoyable. All the stories you hear, all the backgrounds of these players.
International indeed. I mean, even the Cardinals have the UK flag, Netherlands, South Africa, Canada, and Belgium.
Yeah, it really ought to tell you that. I mean, sure, like there are states in the United States that have really good field hockey scenes at the high school level, like Pennsylvania and Delaware, but really international.
Here's Katie Richardson moving in, quickly stolen. She still has a chance, but the whistle is blown. Another stoppage of play, and App State won't get to continue that attack.
And another great effort by Katie McGuff. She's a player that's usually in the midfield, but if you get her inside the shooting circle with a chance to defend, she can really make an impact, as we've seen today.
10:20 to go here in this first half, second quarter. 2-0 App State. If you're just joining us, the first 2 goals came off of penalty corners. App State has had 3 of those. The Cardinals have had none. Sent over to Lauren Lewis here on the near side touchline as they battle for it in midfield area. Bukhar, Lisa Bukhar has one of the goals. Sends it great through pass over to Bridget Donovan. Donovan with the backhander right off the side of the net and just wide.
That tomahawk shot will always give you the best chance. If you have any kind of opening, knowing that if there's no one in the vicinity that's a Cardinal, you know it won't be a dangerous play, let it rip. I mean, great effort, though, even though it didn't result in a point.
That's right. We saw Kriekelberg for the Cardinals with her first shot of the day. That same backhand tomahawk as, again, Donovan moves inside, tries to set it to the sweet spot, but it hits the stick. And it's on the Cardinals, actually, and we will have the 4th penalty corner of the day.
You know, Sam, they really do add up. They slowly are. App State, they've scored 1 goal off of 3 corners. They've in a 2-0 lead right now. They quickly add up, and they can really hurt you.
Looks like they're going with the same lineup, Stegen as the inbounder. And again, those 2 chances with Baxter and Bukhar. And for those of you, obviously, none of our viewers or listeners can see, but they actually have 2 people waiting for the inbound pass to act as decoys as it's sent in. It will be Baxter this time. She fires it. Great deflection by Hofflick. Knocked down by App State. The attack continues. Phillips is denied, and the Cardinals send it out of bounds.
That was a great effort by Ball State, but also Bailey Phillips had an opportunity to rebound off of the deflection. I think she tried to swipe it with her stick. I think she just missed all of it, and Van Hall was able to get there.
The Cardinals got lucky on that one as Perkins and hits a little spin move on Emily Kate Covert. Another backhand tomahawk chop, and it just gets sent wide. Now it's in the air, and wow, the Cardinals are able to survive again.
That really wasn't a shot attempt at that time by Bokar. She was looking for Cassie Paul, and I think it was a miscommunication at the end of the day. Paul was playing a little bit too wide, and that's what resulted.
Here's Bukar again. Ooh, almost had a collision right there near the dash line between the 23-meter line and the shooting circle as that one gets blown dead, and looks like we got a bit of a reset in Katie McGuff, who's been all over the field today, gets it started.
She really has. And going back to that last play, Lauren Lewis came in hot. She's been great defensively as a sophomore. Last year as a freshman, she stepped into a big role. Michaela Grandy, who was a graduate student and a Ball State legend for that matter, was dealing with a lot of injuries. Lauren Lewis came in, really plugged that hole, and helped the Cardinals get back to the MAC tournament last year.
Yeah, Lauren Lewis is one of those international players from Hull, England, and she actually played for the Welsh national team against Team Canada, and guess what city she played it in? Cardiff.
How about that?
We know Cardiff all too well.
It's a small world.
Great defensive stop, but here's Donovan, fires it wide.
That was pretty aggressive. I like the look there for Bridget Donovan, right on the edge of the perimeter. Solid look. But now for App State, I mean, I feel like you have to get a little bit closer to the goal itself.
And the ball has not passed the Mountaineers' 23-meter line in pretty much this entire second quarter, as there's just under 7 minutes to go. And I just jinxed it. Until now, the ball gets sent down there, but it's quickly chased down by Sophia Baxter. And looks like we got a good reset from the Mountaineers as Lisa Bukar will have an inbounds. She dishes it off. It's 2-0, 6:40 to go. Sent inside. App State sets it up. Great dish. It's Richardson moving in, but kicked out by Hofflick. Good save, and Lewis will send it out. DeTizio now on the far side makes a great move, and the defender miss. The through pass goes ahead, and man, did they have a chance there. But Kunkel did not finish the run.
Going back to that last play inside the shooting circle, Carly Hofflick did such a great job because when you kick it away, typically you want to kick it out of play. But she saw a sea of Cardinal black there and knew she had an opportunity for Ball State to go on a fast break. She was able to kick it right to DeTizio.
Indeed, she was, and other than those 2 goals on penalty corners, nothing else has really got near the goal yet. As they battle for it on the far side in this midfield location. Good tap right there by the Cardinals as they streak forward on the attack. She skips it forward into the attack for Emily Kate Covert. Kate Covert is whistled down, and it looks like we'll finally have a Ball State penalty corner.
It's a long time coming for sure. The Cardinals, who are 8th in the MAC out of 10 teams in penalty corners, they've struggled with that all year. So now for Ball State to be in this position, to be able to attack, and I mean, 2-0 game, you score here, well within reach.
Indeed it is. They will have Jade Van Verde as the inbounder from the goal line. Really, we haven't said much of her name, surprisingly so far, as she's been pretty much the best, one of the better offensive players, especially as an underclassman so far this year.
I'll tell you what, I think she's a lock for all-MAC freshman team. What she's done for the Cardinals as a freshman, if she can continue on this trajectory, she's going to have a really great career ahead of her.
Looks like App State kind of messing around in the goal box, trying to get set up to how they want it. Cardinals going with that 2-attacker look. It's stopped and attack sent forward, and it's in the back of the net. Jessica Rocha, the senior, gets a goal in her final home game at the Briner Sports Complex.
What makes it that much better, that's her second career goal. Both of those goals coming this season. Rocha as a senior, getting it done on senior day, like you said. That makes it all the more sweeter. So big for Ball State to make this now a 1-point differential against a heated MAC rival. Man, that was so big for the Cardinals. Jessica Rocha, the senior from Durban, South Africa, getting it done.
Indeed, and she's one of the captains, and we touched on it a little bit in the pregame. This is an App State team that has let up more goals than they probably would have liked. That's now 38 on the year. As the Cardinals streaking quickly ahead again. And like you said, the key to the game, get penalty corners.
Yeah, that's exactly why, because Ball State, with that a bit of a weakness in a sense of App State when it comes to just protecting the goal itself, Ball State can take advantage if they just draw corners, and 1-for-1 already.
2-1 here, just under 4:40 to go in the second quarter. App State leads the Cardinals after 2 early penalty corner goals. The Cardinals now got one as it's sent inside, nearly missing the goal. That just looked like a centering pass, and it drifted all the way through.
Bridget Donovan, she's been very aggressive on the outside of the perimeter, trying to get something through, but mainly shot attempts, just a lot on those.
Kalista Schwartz sends it forward to Lisa Bukhari. Since her penalty corner goal hasn't gotten much, as she has another chance, but she taps it out of bounds, and it'll be a turnover.
So now for Ball State, this is the good thing. With the amount of time you have left, you have plenty of time to get downfield. I know easier said than done, especially with the presence that App State has in the middle of the pitch, as we see right there with the turnover with Cassie Paul on the far side.
The Mountaineers move into the shooting circle. A centering pass is quickly turned over. The Cardinals attempt to run the ball out, but we'll reset. Sent over, it's Lauren Lewis on the near side. Looks ahead, Emma Van Hall, but it's taken away by Grimbergen. She moves past the 23-meter line, has plenty of help, sends it over, and it's quickly blown back again. Will we have a penalty corner this time? It looks like we will.
A great job by a freshman for App State, Carlotta Fabian, able to get inside, draw the corner. So now for App State, their 5th corner on the day. Like I said, these add up. After Ball State got some momentum in their favor after the last corner and the goal from Rocha, App State looks to take it right back.
Same setup again. Stegen as the inbounder. Baxter and Bukhar, the attackers. Carly Hofflick has let 2 goals go by her so far. The inbound passes in. A little different attack here with Samantha Connors out of left field, but it is denied.
Out of left field is right. Connors is a player that doesn't attack very often. Only 8 shot attempts on the year, 5 of those being on goal. You're not expecting her to do much on that end, and I think that's exactly why App State did that, because the one time with Baxter just taking it straight up, it threw off the Cardinals. I think that's what they were expecting, but Ball State was ready that time.
As Lisa Bukhar, great move, moves inside. One of the taller players on the field has so much advantage with how much faster she can be than other players.
She can really read a defense well. She's able to peer over. That's how she gets those great passing lanes, why she has 19 assists on the season. Remember, that's a single season record for App State history, and she's their career assist leader.
And the season's not over. That could get to 2021 or 22 even. The ball sent out of bounds and reset by the Cardinals on the far side. They're still attacking left to right with just under 2 minutes to go here in this second quarter. Cardinals down by 1. They split the lead in half earlier in this match. Not much going on. They strategize a little bit on their end of the field. That ball sent out of bounds and we reset again, continuing to stay with the Cardinals.
The Cardinals have done a really good job in this quarter of controlling the middle. That's something App State does very well, like they did right there with Schwartz taking it away, going right to left. But Ball State, all in all, has controlled the middle very well today.
Donovan now with the ball on the far side. Sends it into a sea of defenders. Lisa Bukar will reset with a high pass. Good feet inside. Great tap. In the middle they go, but it's knocked down. A scrum of players inside, and it gets blown dead again. Chaos ensuing here in Muncie.
Chaos indeed. Grimbergen had such a good look, but Jessica Roshaw, who scored the goal earlier, comes in with the block. That's so big for Ball State. And now another corner for App State. They're 6th on the day.
6 in 2 quarters so far, averaging 3 a quarter. This is what the Cardinals need to do in this second half, as Stegan will be the inbounder. Who will they go to this time? Back to Baxter. The normal one, but Bukar gets it back. Back to Baxter. She fires it, denied. It's a scrum in the middle. Sent inside by Richardson. That one is blocked away. Physical as we bump and bash. And another whistle.
That was big for App State when it comes to just overall ball movement. Baxter, the Bukar, back to Baxter. You don't see that very often. They're going outside of their playbook, if you want to call it that. And there's another corner. Like I was thinking, like you had 6 corners. You don't want to get it to 7, but here we are.
Yeah, you don't want to have too many passes in the shooting circle either. You don't have that much time before the defense comes as they inbound it again. It's Baxter to Bukar. She goes through the legs, back to Baxter, fires it. It's denied by the hand of Carly Hofflick. What a left-hand save from the junior of Louisville, Kentucky.
Man, Hofflick is having herself a day.
The Mountaineers continue to attack. Back inside the shooting circle. Battling forward, and there's the whistle ending the second quarter, and that brings us to halftime. Great defensive stand by the Cardinals to end this first half.
And thankfully, time ran out, too, because there were 2 App State players right there. Could have been a mismatch on the end of Hofflick, but Carly Hofflick, what a day she's having as Ball State's goalkeeper. Really a couple of great stands. The Cardinals have to be better, though, at limiting corners for one, because you're looking at 7 now for the Mountaineers. And also just up front defensively, trying to stonewall them so you don't even get into that attacking 23rd. I know, easier said than done. I've liked what I've seen from Ball State in midfield, but once you get past that, that's where they've kind of struggled in that department. I think the Cardinals can be better there, but all in all, this is a first half performance that has really exceeded expectations. And Ball State, they have a little bit of momentum, especially after that last stand, going into half number 2.
Momentum indeed, and we're going to talk a little bit more about all these things in our halftime show when we come back. We're going to do a short break, and when we do come back, we will have the Ball State Sports League Digital Radio Field Hockey Halftime Show. For the best stories in Ball State sports, our latest videos, and sports league program information can be found at ballstatesportslink.com. That is ballstatesportslink.com.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive car dock maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now.
Hey Cardinal fans, this is Connor Onion, play-by-play broadcaster with Fox Sports, and I'm a proud SportsLink alum. You're listening to Ball State Sports Live with SL Digital. Chirp, chirp.
You're listening to Ball State Field Hockey on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Now, back to the field.
Welcome back to Ball State's Briner Sports Complex on this chilly late October afternoon as we have a tight one here between two very different field hockey teams. App State with 2 goals in that first quarter. The Cardinals get one back in the second quarter to make it a 2-1 game. Roen, a tale of 2 quarters so far, and an interesting match we have.
It really has been a tale of 2 quarters. The first quarter dominated by the Mountaineers, scoring 2 early, and it looked like this could get out of hand quickly. But Ball State came back in the second quarter energized for one, but also ready for the attack of App State. Even though they did draw a boatload of corners like they usually do, they're up to 7 on the day, App State is. Ball State was ready for it each and every time. Carly Hofflick, the goalkeeper, what a day she's having. You're looking at 7 saves. The 2 goals against her, it's really tough to judge her, which is why I've always said in field hockey, goals against maybe the most overrated stat ever, just because of what it comes down to. Also like the defensive front, how do you get into the shooting circle? How do you get up towards the goal? A lot of that's not on the goalkeeper. So in my eyes, I think Carly Hofflick really having one heck of a day.
Right, and a lot of those penalty corners came because of defensive mistakes, not from her. But I do want to get a little bit into the stats. I mean, when you look at the shots and shots on goal, it's 15-3 and 10-3 in favor of Appalachian State for both. You would think it might be a 7-0 ball game, but no, it's 2-1.
It comes down to just, for Ball State at this point, defensively. They've been so clutch when you get into the shooting circle. But if I'm being completely honest with you, Sam, that can't last. The seven corners, and they've only scored on one of those corners. The other time was on a breakaway. Like, that can't last. It's not sustainable whatsoever. If you're Ball State, you really have to limit the corners and also draw your own. They're 1 for 1 now on corners because Jessica Rochaw scored. That was a really good play designed by Ball State, giving it to the senior right on the dump. That was so big. And for the Cardinals now, what I'm looking at going into this second half of play, I just want to see more of an attack, and I'm not going to say desperation mode, but just full pedal to the metal, full throttle, attacking midfield like we've seen. If they can continue that, I think we have a really interesting match on hand.
I would agree, and the Mountaineers are going to do the exact same thing. Coming into today, I mean, their last 3 wins, they've had 3, 3, and 4 goals, and in their loss to Liberty, they got 1 as well. But they're a team that doesn't slow down, and if they're going to score, they're usually going to score above 2, which they're currently at.
Yeah, because I was watching a preseason interview that a few App State players did. I believe it was actually their graduate student defender, Sarah Perkins, who said, hey, we're a team that plays fast. If there's anything you need to know about App State field hockey, it's that we play fast, and we play fast until the end. That's what kind of scares you as a Ball State fan going into the second half, is that the Mountaineers, they have plenty of energy now. They're going to be aggressive. You'll see defensive players like we saw it with Kalista Schwartz going into the attacking 23. and just creating that opportunity, playing positionless field hockey. We saw also with Samantha Connors, a player who doesn't have many shot attempts on the year, getting an opportunity inside the shooting circle. Like, App State has so many options and a lot of depth, but the main thing, a lot of versatility, and that can really hurt you.
I know, you look at Kate Richardson, someone who is nowhere near the leader in goals, but she has 6. And then you look over to the Cardinals, that's their leader. Verratti has 6, who has been basically absent today so far. And that's something that's interesting, that someone who's down in the middle of the stat sheet and goals is actually the same amount as the Cardinals' leader in goals.
I will say for the Cardinals, you do want Julia Verratti to get involved, because the Ball State's 2-1 when Verratti scores. She has been great all in all. What she's done with what's funny to me, an extra 2 years of eligibility after this. That's a young talent for Ball State that they have for the foreseeable future. You want to utilize her as much as you can, especially in half number 2.
Yeah, the last home game against Bellarmine, she scored both of those goals, including the game winner in overtime. That was kind of an emotional senior day win for the Cards. But we're going to take another short break, and when we come back, we'll have the start of the second half here at the Bridner Sports Complex. You're listening to Ball State Sports Link Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Well, together, we're all in it together. And I said it in my press conference, it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's the administration, it's the trainers, it's the strength staff, it's the alumni coming back, it's the people in the community supporting our program.
Together to me is just moving as one cohesive unit.
I feel like I could just go back to like our conditioning, like our workouts together.
You're building a lifelong brotherhood with this team.
When I hear that word, it fires me up, because I feel like it explains, football in a sense.
New episode of Together is out now. Ranked number 1 in the nation by the Broadcast Education Association, this is Ball State Sports Link with Sports Link Digital Radio.
It is indeed Sports Link Digital Radio, and today we have field hockey as App State gets first possession to begin this second half. They have a 2-1 lead, and a little of a pre-fire right there. But it will be Kate Richardson as she laughs that one off. App State about to begin their push to win their 12th game overall and their 6th MAC game of the year. 5-2 right now. Cardinals the inverse of that at 2-5.
What I like about that with Kate Richardson, it's the definition of the calm before the storm. Just laughing that misfire off, but now it's time to get back to work and hold on.
Indeed it is. It's a battle down here between the Cardinals. That was Jemima Kriekelberg getting some solid minutes today for the Cardinals, but here's a lengthy, or I should say a populated attack for the Mountaineers that is ended quicker than I would have expected, as here come the Cardinals moving up in the middle of the field. It's about a 3-on-5. Sent through. Good through pass to Kriekelberg. She tries to battle one-on-one. Dumps it down into the corner. That's Jade Von Verde. Kind of been absent so far today. She's been on the field, but isn't getting the touches you would expect. The Cardinals now attacking right to left, and the Mountaineers the inverse at left to right.
I do like that for Von Verde, like we see right now. Get her a touch on the near wing.
She's down in the corner, gets bumped out of bounds behind the goal line. And it has another whistle. The Cardinals trying to draw that penalty corner right now to start this second half. Sent back up top beyond the 23-meter line. Dumped into the 23-meter line, but out of bounds, and that will be a reset. Lauren Lewis sends it over and through, and that's a turnover. Back to the Mountaineers we go.
That's a really good stand for Appalachian State, and it's bigger than you think, mainly because what we have seen now is, even though they're not getting the penalty corners, the fact that they're able to draw those fouls right on the outside, it's still very tough.
App State sends it out, And it's Lisa Bukar streaking ahead. Again, one of the faster players here on this roster and field as a whole. They move inside the shooting circle. Here comes the attack. Tapped high. Ooh, Hofflick runs out. Knocks it away. Great eye vision right there by Carly Hofflick.
She really does have a great eye. If you want to count that as a save, that would be her 8th. But she's in that 7 to 8 range right now, which is very impressive with the amount of attacks that App State has.
Bukar moves inside, sends it just wide. It got deflected. She had a great chance for a shot on goal, but it's out of bounds on the Cardinals, and the Mountaineers will be able to attack again. It looks like Grimbergen will begin this one from the 23-meter line. Sends it back to Baxter and ahead. Samantha Collins gets into the corner, and looks like Kriekelberg sends that one out of bounds.
What I find funny, though, is you can tell a lot about a team by their goalkeeper stats. Look at App State with Claire Grennis. Only 57 saves on the year. She's been great, but they haven't had a lot of opportunity to force it on her. The Cardinals, with Carly Hofflick, going into today, nearly 80 saves herself. Mainly because Ball State, they've forced her to be in a position where she's had to get a lot of saves.
Yeah, the Cardinals are 3rd in the MAC in saves with 116, but again, they're 9th, which is, if you're thinking about it the other way around, they've given up the 2nd most goals in the MAC, but they do have a lot of saves as well.
That was kind of the story we've seen throughout Hannah Johnston's career as well. A great goalkeeper for Ball State that graduated last year. Hofflick was waiting in the wings, finally getting her shot.
Bukar moves inside, backhands it toward the goal, but that's sent wide. Hofflick stood tall against the post right there, and will reset again. Like you said, speaking of Hannah Johnston, looks like the Cardinals did not know we were ready to play. Here's Bridget Donovan with the shot. That ball was just stolen right from the Cardinals' grasps, and they didn't even know we were ready to play yet.
I think the Cardinals thought that was a penalty against App State. I think it was the contrary, and that's what resulted in that a little bit of a miscommunication.
Doesn't amount to anything and doesn't hurt the Cardinals at all, as we still have a 2-1 game with 10:20 to go here in quarter number 3. Lauren Lewis battling with it, but now it goes back to the Mountaineers as they stretch toward that shooting circle. Player down on the ground. We play on. No, it will be a whistle.
Yeah, because Kate Richardson, she did take a pretty hard hit. And I talked about how the wet surface can kind of act as like a pillow, but it really doesn't feel like that. It's not comforting at all. It's still going to hurt.
You see why they wear those tall socks, and likewise, same with soccer players, and why football players wear those sleeves, because turf does not feel fun to fall on.
Not at all. I've been there before. It is tough, especially when you get like those turf grains like in your skin. Oh, man.
Never fun. Ball standing still. The action is standing still in the middle right now of the field. Good through pass there from Lois Van Wyk. First time we've been able to mention her name. Is a great tap and able to keep it in bounds for Emma Van Hall. Centering pass gets stolen, but we're now in the shooting circle. Turnover. And another whistle. What will we have?
I think what it looks like here, Sophia Baxter, it was a reset for them, and she put that ball forward, but a little bit too much, and the officials calling it out, saying, hey, you can't take 3 steps forward and then toss it forward after to get an advantage.
No penalty to the Mountaineers, though. They get the ball back and reset. We got 8:39 to go in this second half, third quarter, I should say. That ball drifts all the way to the Ball State shooting circle, and the defense will reset it forward. That ball sent way too far and out of bounds, and the Mountaineers will set up their attack once more.
You have to think about it. Is the pass going to be palatable for your player at midfield? Emily Kate Covert is the perfect example there. Are you able to receive that pass? A little bit too much on it. That's why it went far long and out of play.
The Cardinals have yet to put together a solid attack. I guess both teams have yet to put together a real attack with a shot on goal resulting in the second quarter. Great steal right there by Richardson. She moves inside but loses it. She had a teammate there. That was Bridget Donovan, but kind of fumbled the ball.
Another great Cardinals stand. Even though App State didn't quite get into the shooting circle, you have to look at it this way. It's been a battle of the midfield really this entire quarter. We're very early into it, but it's been the battle of the midfield, and really no team or the other has the advantage over one or another. Most of the action has been in the middle of the pitch, and I expect that to continue if we go at this pace.
And you don't usually see that in field hockey or ice hockey. A lot of it's played on the goal ends, as here's a 3-on-3 attack, but that pass has, as you would say, too much mustard on it, and it goes through the end line, and a missed opportunity for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, now might not be the time to get out the rye bread, but I will say Carly Hofflick did a great job for Ball State as the goalkeeper. You want to get aggressive. You want to kick it away, but you know that ball has a little bit too much on it. You want to let it roll. She was able to be disciplined and stand back, let it go out on the end line.
Emily Kate Covert streaking ahead with the ball, but it's tapped out of bounds. She retains possession. Can the Cardinals get inside that shooting circle? Here's a slap shot drifting just wide of a diving Claire Grenis. And the Cardinals attack stops after one shot.
That was a good look right there. Ball State coming in a little bit strong on that, but Claire Grenis had the right idea as a goalkeeper for App State to be outstretched, ready for anything. Ball State really didn't have anyone else in that attacking zone, so might as well put your body on the line.
Lisa Bukar centers it to Grimbergen. Now the attack at the top of the shooting circle is battled for and won by the Cardinals as a whistle is blown and a reset again. Van Wyk now with the ball. She finds Van Verde. She spins to her right and moves the ball toward the center of the field.
Hey, how about that freshman connection right there? We could talk about the seniors all we want, and of course, they deserve their spotlight. But how about the freshmen as well that are going to lead this program into the future?
Indeed they are. Those two especially. As there's a trip, but no, and we will get a whistle on Jemima Kriekelberg.
And now you're in a position for Ball State where you just can't let anything up.
Ball centered, has a chance. Richardson, no. Denied once and set back to Baxter. She resets it. Lisa Bukar now, double teamed, spins to her right. Finds a teammate inside, but it's batted away by Jade Van Verde. It's the senior versus the freshman, and it's won by the Cardinals. Another stand.
And there's another look at how App State has been aggressive. Samantha Connors, who they were looking for inside the shooting circle, trying to get her a look in the D. She's a player that doesn't attack very often, but App State knows that if they want to come away with a win, they're going to have to attack.
And if you're App State, you probably want one more goal for a little insurance to cover them. You never know what can happen in the last few minutes.
Yeah, you really need insurance, Sam, especially with a Ball State team that if you go to overtime, that's not the team I want to face in an overtime situation. Ball State's 2-1 in overtime. Both of those wins coming right here at Briner Sports Complex. So if you get to that point, you just can't have it happen because the Cardinals, I feel like they play their best field hockey when they're in a tight situation.
This might be a tight situation right now as Bukar moves inside. Good save by Hofflick. But we have a whistle, and you know what that means when it's on the defense? It's a penalty corner. The 7th of the day for the Mountaineers.
Yeah. So like what we've seen right now for the Mountaineers is just on the penalty corners, out of the ordinary, I should say. The first couple were really more of what you see in the past with the feed from Bukar to Baxter, but they've really divvied it up as of late.
Looks like we have Hadley Kosmicki as the inbounder now instead of Henrietta Stegen.
I'll tell you what, Sam, I'm surprised that this is the first time we're calling Kosmiski's name today.
I'm surprised as well. She's one of the more impactful players. Sent down, it's Buchar with the shot. Saved by the right leg of Hofflick. Another fantastic save, but it's not over yet. Slapped in forward, and another block. Defensive save for Jessica Rowe-Shaw. That's her second on the year.
And that's another thing, too, why I don't love the quick touches on those penalty corners, because 9 times out of 10, you're really not going to see the opening, or it's just not there and you kind of force it. That's why I love the ball movement of App State, usually when you're in the shooting circle, but I haven't really seen that the last couple of times.
Here come the Mountaineers, quickly fired inside, and it's in the back of the net. That one came out of nowhere, and it's Hadley Kosmicki. Someone who we said we were surprised we hadn't talked about, as she knocks in her 8th goal of the year.
Hey, allow me to reintroduce myself. Hadley Kosmicki, her 8th goal on the season. I'm blown away, Sam, that they have 3 players for App State that are such great scoring options. With you look at Baxter with 12 goals, Buchar with 12. Now Kosmicki with 8. You just don't see that. Ball State, their leading goal getter, Julia Verratti with 7. It goes to show that App State has the versatility to go far.
And Hadley Kosmicki coming into today, tied 9th in the MAC in goals. She also is 10th in points. Definitely going to be moving up those lists now with her goal here today.
Yeah, you think about it with Buchar and Baxter as well. They were both tied, both of them, for 5th in goals in the MAC, and that will go up for sure, you would think.
The Cards need to get some offensive momentum, as it's 3-1 App State, just under 2 minutes here in the third quarter. You mentioned momentum at that half for the Cardinals. We haven't really seen it translate to the second half so far.
We really haven't, but at the same time, though, you have to like what you see defensively outside of the shooting circle. Once you get into that zone, you can't commit any fouls. That's why at this point they've got 8 corners, which you really can't have, but only 2 in the quarter. Really, you would like to have none, but if you're thinking from a realistic standpoint, it's an improvement going into half number 2.
Indeed it has. That shot fired off of Bukhar's leg. That was a tough shot as Van Verde moves inside, centers it, but too many bodies in the shooting circle. There is a whistle, and the Cardinals draw that ever so sought after penalty corner.
Yep, only their second on the day, and the first in the quarter, which that really does surprise me. But what we'll see here for Ball State, hopefully a quick touch. I know that's kind of the opposite of what I was saying earlier, but it worked the last time with Jessica Rowe-Shaw. Maybe go back to what's worked in the past, but also, I mean, with Van Verde on the inbound, you have a lot of options here, but Rowe-Shaw is really the main one.
Rowe-Shaw has the lone goal as the Cardinals look to attack. It appears Van Verde is the inbounder, although the number is hidden from us here in the booth. She sets and fires. Knocked down. Fired. Blocked. High and saved by Grenis with the left hand. It is a whistle, and we will reset and go again.
Yeah, that got a little bit dangerous there on the one hop, but now Ball State, another opportunity.
That was Rowe-Shaw with the last shot on goal. She lines up again for another try. Sent in, knelt down, it's Rowe-Shaw. She goes for it just off the left side of Grenis. Another save. It's still inside the circle. It's Maddie Summon with it on the near side. Great chance, but it goes by Van Verde. It gets through her stick. And App State now feeds it all the way forward, and it's a 1-on-3. Kosmicki, for her second time, centered, no one home. The lights were on, but nobody was home, and another stand for the Cardinals.
Sam, that's the perfect way to describe it. Going back to that last possession for Ball State, Von Verde was right there. It was a great feed. She just wasn't ready. That was such a good look for the Cardinals, and it really makes you wonder, what if?
There's the horn, and that's the end of an exciting third quarter. Results in an App State goal, now a 3-1 lead, and Ball State looking at a big mountain to climb.
It is a big mountain, down by 2, but what we've seen is one penalty corner at a time. If you can draw those, just one at a time, you can inch closer and closer to the goal that you really want.
We're going to take a short break and come back with fourth quarter action from the Bryner Sports Complex. App State Mountaineers 3, the Ball State Cardinals 1. This is SportsLink Digital Radio presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paintwork on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
Your home for live Ball State sports, streaming right in your timeline.
This is SportsLink Digital.
It is indeed SportsLink Digital, and we have one more quarter of Ball State field hockey on Ball State SportsLink Digital Radio. It's 3-1 Appalachian State as they get set to begin this fourth quarter with possession. It's been a pretty fun season calling some field hockey. We've had some cool moments like the Bellarmine win last Friday in overtime, but not a season the Cardinals probably want to remember statistically or record-wise.
Yeah, still some fun memories. Like you said, you were talking about the win against Bellarmine. One of my favorite moments was against Lock Haven. It was an overtime game winner for Jade Von Verde. Max Gilly, one of our own, had the call on that. And that was one of my favorite memories of the season, watching that happen. And really, Jade Von Verde showing the rest of the world what she can do.
That was kind of her welcome to the MAC or welcome to field hockey moment, I would say, for this season.
Not just that. I think that was really her sending a message to the MAC of, hey, welcome to the Jade Von Verde show.
There was almost a fantastic chance for Julia Verratti right there with a through pass, but it's tipped wide by Sophia Baxter, and one of the more defensive plays, one of the more impressive defensive plays, I should say, from the Mountaineers so far today. Samantha Connors sends it forward, but it's stolen by Jade Von Verde in the midfield. The through pass gets through to Verratti. She sends it forward for Kriekelberg, but it's out of reach.
I'm glad you mentioned Verratti. Yesterday, I was fortunate enough to be front row to listen to a conversation on Heart of the Cardinal coming soon for the month of October. It was Julia Verratti talking with our very own Mick Tidrow. A great conversation that whenever it does release, you'll need to hear it.
Indeed you will. And talk about a guy who can call a game in Mick Tidrow.
Yeah.
He had quite the call versus Akron, and I can think back to Ohio as well. 2 weekends ago, or 3 now.
Yeah, that being in football, yes.
Yes, sorry, I should have mentioned that. And one of our own in SportsLink alum. Have to plug that in there.
Oh, of course.
Now the Mountaineers will attack. Baxter sends it into the middle, looking for Bukar, but too much heat on that pass. Kriekelberg puts it through the legs, but no one's home. Emma Van Hall was her intended target. And now Bukar battles. It's Van Hall and Bukar next to each other, the two most impactful players on both these teams. A through pass to Verratti, who finally is getting some quality minutes now, and they need her now more than ever. The ball drifts into the Mountaineer 23-meter zone. Schwartz now on the near side sends it over to Connors. Quickly taken away. Schwartz past the midfield location. Stolen. Bukhar has it stolen and ripped away, but it's back to the Mountaineers. This is a back and forth of both teams stealing the ball from each other.
Sophia Baxter weaving through defenders.
Bridget Donovan makes one cut left, then right, sends it forward into the sweet spot. Nobody there for her rebound, and taken away by the Cardinals. They battle for it down low on the goal line, and there's a whistle, and the Cardinals will be able to clear without any damage to the score.
That was a scary one, Sam, just because Sophia Baxter, full steam ahead, had a driving lane, just couldn't quite finish on it, looking for Cassie Paul just on the outside of the goal box.
Kate Richardson dumps it off to Cassie Paul. Richardson back to her. The sticks collide. Richardson tries for a third time, but she's stripped away. Great defense by the Cardinals.
Yeah, great defense. And also Appalachian State, I'm surprised they didn't get Richardson there with a high stick, a dangerous play that they didn't call, but it ended up going in Ball State's favor anyway.
It did indeed. Sophia Baxter will reset the Mountaineer offense as Samantha Connors sends it way too long and past the touchline.
Hey, you have the right idea, though. You're for Ball State especially, that touchline right there, you want to use that as a second defender. That's what the Cardinals have done such a great job at today, because you can't double team anyone in field hockey. But you kind of can with the touchline being right there if you use the touchline as a second defender.
And if you get it to the corner, that's 3 defenders on one then.
Yes.
Bukhar now moves to that very corner, loses the ball, but the whistle is blown in. She'll get it right back. Taps it up to Connors. Connors will look for a teammate and leads it over to Baxter. Baxter sends it to the far side. Richardson moves inside, tried to give it off to a teammate, but to no avail.
Another great takeaway by Christine DeTizio. I was giving her flowers earlier, a senior that deserves the recognition. Defensive players, it's a shame. The stats will never show how truly great they are because there really aren't many defensive stats in field hockey other than defensive saves. And what DeTizio's done as a Cardinal has been very impressive.
Indeed, and defensive saves probably happen every once in a blue moon in field hockey, especially at a school or a conference like the MAC. And we said it's pretty impressive, but not Power 5, so definitely less talent and competition in the MAC, but really good nonetheless.
But if we're talking mid-major conferences, I think the MAC has to be the cream of the crop when it comes to field hockey.
Indeed it has. Has to be, I should say. Cardinals will set up their attack. That ball drifts way too far after a missed pass from the Cardinal offense. They continue to pressure like a press in basketball. There was a chance that ball slapped forward, and now they're going to get it inside the shooting circle. They move inside with Covert. She's blocked down. No whistle. Centered again. Blocked by Grenis. Another attack. Looking for the backhand. It's Kriekelberg. Van Verde tries to get in there and steer it out, but the Mountaineers survive.
You have to be really careful with the tomahawk shot because you put that stick high in the air. If your defender already has their stick to the ground, they have the upper hand. They have the high ground, so to speak. If they can go in, poke it out, and all of a sudden App State has the advantage.
Advantage indeed as they set up again. Now they're getting into a little rhythm where the ball has stayed on this side of the field for much of the beginning of the fourth quarter as we have just under 8:20 to go. The Mountaineers lead at 3-1 in the final home game for the Cardinals of the 25 season. Lewis dumps it off to Van Verde. She centers it. Kriekelberg finds a teammate on the far side. Streaking ahead. They might get a chance here now. Plenty of Cardinal offense to pass along to. Great steal there by Bukhar. She is all over the field, not just a forward.
And she really is. She can play so many different roles, kind of like Sophia Baxter, like we were mentioning earlier. Bukhar can do so much for a team.
Should have called her a midfielder, as that's what she's listed as, but in reality, she's just kind of a utility player. Defense, offense, scores it, dishes it off for assists. What more can you ask for in a player?
Yeah, definitely, because, I mean, the forward position, if she had a secondary position listed, it would have to be forward, just with the striking ability and also being a maestro with the assist, but also a defender. That's one of the more underrated parts of her game. I'm sure coaches stress it to you in camps growing up. You have to be a 5-tool player, especially to play at this level. Bukhar, definitely doing that.
I would not be surprised if she could suit up and get in goal either.
Who knows, man? Who knows? I think there's only one way to find out.
Indeed, there is.
And also going back to what we were saying earlier about the international game, Bukhar from the Netherlands, kind of like Emma Van Hall for the Cardinals. That's one of the great things about field hockey. I mean, you look at the United States, really Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Delaware are the main states that take field hockey seriously at the high school level. But other than that, really not at all. Like the Cardinals, they have no in-state students on their program for field hockey because in the IHSAA, there is no field hockey. You know, you think about those things, but internationally, the game is really big.
Field hockey is definitely a sport that needs to grow in the Midwest. And
I agree.
Being from Illinois as well, I know the IHSA also does not designate it as one of their sports. So the team at my high school just play local other teams. Then it wasn't really associated and organized as a league. Looks like we got a penalty corner for the Mountaineers. Looks like they're going to go again with Kosmicki as the inbounder from the end line. Bukhar and Baxter, your usual attackers, standing at the top of the shooting circle.
It's scary, though, because we're approaching double digits now in corners. It's tough for Ball State. You have to limit those opportunities. They haven't.
We get set, and Kosmicki fires it in. Sent down. Baxter bobbles it. That one is going to end pretty quickly, but they try to salvage what's left. It's moved inside. Diving. Stopped by Hofflick. Will she be able to get a glove on it? She will. It was Lisa Bukhar in there, as well as Sarah Callery.
Callery did a great job trying to get that. She even tried to dump it off to her high school teammate, Sarah Perkins, but they couldn't really get anything out of it.
Both of them went to Cary Christian in North Carolina. And you said Ball State, not a lot of in-state talent. That is the opposite. As here's an attack for the Cardinals inside their own shooting circle, blocked by an App State defender. And they stifle that one really quickly. Sarah Perkins, the captain, gets it done for the Mountaineers.
Also a big thing for Ball State, Maddie Summit just checked in. I was giving the seniors their praise, but I really want to talk about Maddie Summit for a little bit. What she's done as a senior, a very under-the-radar player that has made an impact whenever her name has been called, and I think that's worth highlighting what she's done for Ball State.
Emma Van Hall also checked back in, probably for her final minutes on this field as a Cardinal.
Don't say that, Sam. Don't say that.
Just under 5 to go here. It's 3-1 Mountaineers. They move inside the shooting circle. The attack from Bridget Donovan as she battles with the Ball State defense. And it's a quickly blown dead. And a reset. Van Hall gets fed the pass from Lois Van Wyk. Now a turnover. It's Grimbergen moving inside the 23-meter line. Centers it for Bukhar. Bukhar streaks forward. Has a chance. Is denied. Another try. Sent wide and blocked.
Man, Cassie Paul had a really good look at that for Appalachian State, but just too strong, too long on that attempt. And how about this Ball State coming away with it again with Rose Shaw on a breakaway?
These Mountaineers do not slow down even with a 2-goal lead. Baxter finds Donovan. Donovan with that backhand tomahawk. Stick save and sent wide by the Mountaineers. Another magnificent save by Carly Hofflick.
That was a scary one, too, because Mickey was in the right position, just a little bit wide on that, and due in large part to Hofflick getting a hand on that. That was a really strong play from Ball State.
Looks like we have some substitutions. Julia Verratti appears to be checking back in here in any moment.
Yeah, that is big, though, and I think especially in the waning moments of this matchup, even though Verratti not a senior, I think all in all, you want to get all of your seniors out there on the pitch for these final moments, and I'm sure Caitlin Walsh will think about that.
Indeed, and again, some of these players have been with her since her first year as a head coach. This is her 4th year at the helm. They've been to 2 MAC tournaments. Quite the accomplishment, and hoping to get back to those glory days of the 80s and the 90s where Ball State field hockey was on a tear.
They really were. It's not just going back to those glory days. As a coach, you got to tell these players, hey, the glory days, they can be now. But that's really as much up to us than it is to the past.
2:36 to go here. It's a 3-1 lead for the Mountaineers as they battle for possession in no man's land, the middle of the field. Hasn't been much action in the past 3 minutes other than a missed opportunity on a penalty corner. Lisa Bukar finds a good through pass to Kalista Schwartz. Schwartz on the right side, sends it inside. Here's a shot off the left pad. Another try, no. Open goal, but a defensive save by the Cardinals as everybody goes falling on the floor.
Man, Cassie Paul, another solid look and another corner drawn for Appalachian State out of that. Katie McGuff, who's been so strong defensively, able to get there, but that foul just at the wrong time. So now App State, with under 2 minutes to go, already out of hand with a 2-point lead, 3-1. They can really put the cherry on top here.
Katie McGuff, again, we gave her props a little bit earlier, putting her body on the line there. Has played 60 minutes in the last 12 games. Someone who does it all. Here's the attack. It's set, fired forward for Connors. That's denied. Another save for Carly Hofflick. As now the Cardinals streak down the near side of the end line. It's Grace Clokey, one of those seniors in her final minute 36 at Briner. Von Verde resets back to Clokey. She finds Van Hall. Back to Clokey into the corner. The Cardinals will try and set up inside the shooting circle. It's turned over, and the Mountaineers will clear.
I wonder if you're the Ball State seniors, is it really setting in right now, or is it pure adrenaline? I couldn't tell you because I haven't played the sport, and I haven't been in this position. But I feel like a part of you has to look at that clock and think, we've got a minute left at our time here at Briner Sports Complex. Let's make the most of it.
They will probably have future practices here, but not with their friends and family around them, cheering them on. And pure competition at hand.
Yeah, practices, I mean, obviously, that's where you have a lot of fond memories, sure. But at the end of the day, most of those core memories happen right here when it truly matters most on the playing surface.
We have 30 seconds to go in the home finale. It's 3-1 Mountaineers as some late substitutions come in as the clock continues to run, now under 20 seconds. They're going to be able to hold on a big win for the Mountaineers as they head to play number 6 Wake Forest next. Ball sent all the way near to the end line on the left side of the field. And that's going to bring us to the end with 1 second, nothing on the clock. That's it. App State 3, Ball State 1, your final. And a disappointing end to the home season for the Cardinals as they now fall to 2-6 in MAC play.
A little bit of deja vu. Last year, Appalachian State, they beat Ball State 3-1, and now here we are again. But at the same time, it's very disappointing for the Cardinals to fall like this, especially when you had the momentum in your favor after a really rough first quarter where they kind of dug themselves in the hole. That second quarter was so big for them. But just after that, I think that first quarter that was so strong for the Mountaineers, I think it was a little too late.
The Cardinals will now fall to 4-14 overall, 2-6 in the MAC. But the Mountaineers moved to 12-4 overall and 6-2 in the MAC again. Still in play for that MAC regular season title, albeit a long shot, but they are not out of it yet. And today was a huge win to stay in that fight.
Yeah, that's a win you have to have, especially going against Wake Forest, where although that game, I should say, won't matter in the MAC standings, you have to get this win just for the confidence going into Wake Forest. To put 3 goals on anyone is big, especially a Ball State team that's hungry for the last game of these seniors at home. It's a Cardinals team that's hungry, and for Appalachian State, they knew that, I'm sure, going into this, and they were wondering, hey, how could we spoil this? That's exactly how you do it, and now that confidence is high. You're riding high going into Wake Forest. The question is, how do you not crash? It's always tough when it's an ACC opponent, one of the best field hockey conferences in the entire nation. But at the same time, you think about it in a way of, really, Wake Forest, number 5 in the nation, great. Looking for your first ranked win since 2021. But Appalachian State, they've been in the thick of it against some really good teams, and they look to do that here once again.
Indeed, and in order to win that title, that regular season title, they need Miami and UMass both to at least lose one more game. And if one of those teams were to lose out and the other team only loses one and App State wins out, they would tie. It would be a 2-way tie. There's a chance it's a 3-way tie, just like last year. And look at that dog. Look, they have a golden retriever here. I mean, App State comes prepared, to say the least. He's got the bandana on. He's got everything.
I think that's a peak feeling right there. You win the match, then there's a golden retriever waiting for you. Oh, come on, man. You can't beat that. But I will say this, Sam. For Ball State, going into your last match against UMass, for the seniors, I think it's all about appreciation, appreciating what you've had over the last 4 years. And really, it's an opportunity to look back on the great memories you've made, but also you look at it as we have one last opportunity to make some other core memories. Let's go out on a win. Nobody wants to end their collegiate career on a loss. Nobody. But you have an opportunity. That's, I guess, the only pro of not making the MAC tournament is you still have an opportunity to end your season on a win. And it'll be tough against UMass, one of the best teams in the entire Mid-American Conference, a team that is well in the race for winning the regular season title. It's going to be easier said than done. But for these seniors, it's all about appreciation and appreciating the time they've had here.
Well said, Roen. Well said. Sports are about the memories and the friendships you build. As the Cardinals head to Amherst, Massachusetts for their season finale, App State has 2 more games. They go to Wake Forest and then host their home finale versus the Golden Flashes of Kent State. That's going to do it for us here on Ball State Sports Link Digital Radio. I'm your host, Sam Klug, with my partner, Roen Elbert. The final here today, App State 3, Ball State 1. Thank you for listening with us on this October afternoon, and we hope to see you soon for volleyball later today. You've been listening to Ball State Sports Link Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
This has been a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.